Welcome back everybody. It's time for the last video in this series, and you can make an educated guess. It's about our liquid fuel stoves, the liquid fuel stove that I have. And here it comes. Drum roll please. What's it? I will open the box for you and try not to smack everything around. It is a Coleman 550B, if I'm right. So first, this carrier. This is what I got from the army, and it stores it pretty neat. So for now, the carrier. Let's chuck it away. Back to the stove. Previously featured in my assembly and disassembly video, how to tear this thing apart. What makes this good is that it's liquid fuel and it's a multi-fuel stove, so you can burn the original Coleman fuel with this pipe, and you can burn diesel and gasoline and other liquid fuel substances with the other pipe. Unfortunately, that one's lost, and I have to get myself a replacement. This thing really rocks, and I think this will come out best when we go outside, because we have winter conditions right now, not really meters of snow or anything, but this thing works the best when it's cold. Then the gas tends to have a bit problems. This thing comes out good. Preference over the gas one will be the gas one, but this one is pretty cool. It's really heavy. Right now it's quarter full, I think, but it's a heavy duty thing. If you keep long, if you have to do long cookings, you have to keep pumping to keep the pressure. So actually this liquid fuel gets transformed into a gas, and then it burns. What I forgot to mention in the gas stove, no way at all to use as a fire starter. You could use this fuel as a fire starter, but not really recommended. Not really recommended. Try to get really good tinder, or take some trioxane with you, or green heat, or those Maya sticks or anything, and start a fire with that. So this thing is quite self-explanatory, I think. You fill it up with the fuel of your choice. Best thing is if you have Coleman fuel or another brand, but really designated stove fuel. If you do use something else, change the pipe. And when you're back home, for example, you've been on a travel, ran out of fuel, used diesel, came back, burn it again with normal fuel to clean it. So fill it, pressurize it before, open it, light it. You can use a matches, a lighter, a fire starter, all works very well. And then you're good to go. Keep on pumping to have the pressure. Especially when it's getting empty, you need more pressure to keep up the flame. When it's really cold, you could fill up a paste inside here, in this little gutter, and preheat it. But I haven't used that before. One of the main advantages of this kind of fuel system, so the stove with the fuel attached to it, I'll roll in a picture. Sorry I have to do it like this, but I'm not really cool with those other software stuff. I've used a stove like this before. This is a Primus with a fuel bottle and then the hose. So the fuel bottle and the pump, and then the hose to the burner. I don't like those very much because I don't think they're really that stable. I used it before I sold it because it sucked a bit. This one I like more. It's one package, less parts to mess up with. Okay, when you have a pot on it, and I also use the heat shield. I'll show it in this video once more. You have to make sure that the opening of the heat shield is where you have your controls. And if you have a pot on top and you need to pump it, it can get quite hot on your finger. So the other system, show it again, this system could be easier because you can pump away from your fire. But this is what I have, this is what I like. Some accessories I use. Okay, first of all, the fuel has to get in. This is the army bottle that I got with it, German one. It's made for our MOD. As a bottle, cool. The thing I hate is this cap. When it comes off, you have a thingy you need to press, and then the fuel would go out, leap out. What I tend to end up with is fuel everywhere except where I want it. So I just unscrew this entirely, like so. Okay, get some pressure off first. I unscrew this and then I pour it in with a funnel. So if you don't have this type of bottle, a substitute could be a normal commercial bottle, or this commercial as well, like so. Okay, this is packed in a German camouflage thing I sewn together myself, because this is red, but it doesn't matter if you're just on a backpack. Let's try to slip it down. This is an MSR brand 1 liter bottle. The cool thing is, when I got this, I still had the other stove. The stove which you just saw, it's Firefly I believe, it comes with a 3/4 of a little bottle, and then when you have emptied that one, you could just take out the pump, unscrew the cap, and put your pump in this bottle and put the cap on the other one. But you can also use it as just as a container. That's how I use this thing, if I can get it unscrewed. Do not use this for drinks or anything. Do not use drink bottles for fuel. Just use a proprietary fuel bottle to store your fuel. So this thing, the stove, takes about, I believe, half a liter, 3/4 of a liter. It's not marked on this thing. I should have tested it before. So this is for a week, maybe intensely, maybe less. And then you can bring a bottle, doesn't have to be full, and pour it in. So this is the easiest way. If you go to an area where it's a bit unknown or you could run into trouble, the gas things you have to bring, and if you cannot buy a canister, it's done. This one can be filled up with other liquids. Some other accessories I use with it is a funnel to get the gas in. So no big deal, just a small funnel. This works best. I also bought a Coleman filter funnel, which I'll show you in here. Here's the bag. It says Coleman filter funnel. The white thing is the filter. It's set to be an auto shut off. So you stick it in your stove, you pour in the fuel, and then it stops when it's full. Well, I guess I'm doing something wrong, but that doesn't work. So I use this as a normal funnel, but with a sieve. So if I have my normal Coleman fuel, do this one. If it's suspicious, I'll take the funnel with the sieve and filter it before I use it. So Try to keep this under 10 minutes, this part. This is the stove and we'll see how it performs outside. Out.